What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Football Capital, and we are back, and this time we're doing a North London derby preview. I've got Steve here, the Aussie Gooner in town. What's going on, Steve?
Man, just gearing up for this game, man. Gearing up for this game. Gearing up for another 3 points for the Arsenal. Watch those white wankers lose this game. Can't wait for that. Going to enjoy that. You know what I mean?
Another win. I'm looking at the last few games, and it's been all them white wankers, like you want to say. But
look, Arsenal, the club that has to give a bit. We have to give. We've got to keep it interesting.
The Peter Pan FC, Peter Pan FC.
These guys ain't done nothing in a long time, mate.
I mean, like, you guys have been in a bit of a relegation battle. I know last week there was a relegation scrap there. It's enjoying, How fun's the relegation battle down there?
Oh, it was interesting times. I enjoyed it down there in the shit, in the bush leagues. It was wonderful. You know what I mean? It was the first time for everything, mate. And you know what, mate? You learn from your experiences.
You're starting to get
out of that hole now.
You're starting to get that high altitude vibes now. You're getting higher. You're starting to get hitting a little bit of form. Tottenham are dropping a bit of form, so you kind of almost leveling out here the last couple of weeks.
Well, Tottenham have come down from a bit of a height, mate. They started off playing that Wolverhampton football, 1-0 here, 1-0 there, feeling all special, and then all of a sudden...
It used to be, wasn't it, 1-0 to the Arsenal, and these guys have now taken your 1-0. What's going on there, Steve? They're taking your chance.
They're trying to steal that George Graham vibe, you know what I mean? Trying to steal George Graham vibe. Problem is, it's fake. It's Tottenham, mate. They're fake. So what they've done is they gave it a go. They pulled it off a little bit. Then they came over to Palace.
Yeah. And
no.
Vieira says, look, not on my watch, mate. I'll show you what it's all about. Yeah. But look.
Just one of those slap, mate. There's
one of them tackles that he used to put on players back in the day, huh? One of them ones.
Mate, those are the old school tackles, mate. You know what I mean? I'm in and I'm in all in, mate.
Yeah.
No, that game against Palace. That opened them up a lot. Then going to Chelsea, they started that game off well, and they got slapped again.
Opened up again. Maybe it's going to be another three goals, and Arsenal put them away this time. But look, Steve, before we get into this preview, look, bro, you've been an Arsenal fan, if I'm not wrong, that in early 80s, if I'm not wrong.
No, early 90s, man.
Early 90s?
Early 90s. 92, 93, man.
So you've seen it. You've seen it all, Steve. You've seen it all. How do you compare some of these? Look, obviously, it's not the same teams, but in terms of everything that's going on in the club at the moment, players, managers, compared to when you were growing up watching the Arsenal, obviously competing, being consistent, whether it's top four or winning the league, winning trophies, compared to now, bro. Talk to me. What has gone wrong, especially in the last couple of seasons? Yeah, you got rid of Arsene Wenger. Now, whether we all know he's a legend of the Premier League, legend of the game. But if we're all honest, I think it was time for him to kind of move on, in my opinion. But then it kind of hasn't been. You guys haven't really picked the right guy. Whether maybe Mr. Good Evening was the right man for the job there. But now you got Mikel Arteta. How you feeling, mate? Tell me how this transition period has been from good to shit to shitter to Burnley. Burnley, you can only talk to them guys now. Burnley and who else is down there? The Norwich. The Norwiches of the world,
The Norwich, mate. The Norwich. Look, the time that I watched Arsenal, I watched them under George Graham. And I saw a team that was defensive-minded, a team that just what they did was they held their shape and they made teams push and push and push and make a mistake. And that's how we used to win games. You'd come at us full force, and you'd think, we're going to break them down, and eventually we'd hit you on a counter. And that was classic George Graham. And we'd pull a 1-0, and that's why you got that 1-0 to the Arsenal. What we have a problem with now is we don't have an identity. Since Arsene Wenger's been gone, we had the identity under Arsene Wenger, flowing football, clean, crisp, pass the ball into the back of the net, tiki-taka style football. The problem we have now is we got Good Evening coming in, and his style of football was very mechanical. It got us results, but he wasn't backed. Arteta's come in, and I hate to say it, tactically inept, and he doesn't know his formation from his identity. And that's the problem with Arsenal now. We've got names, we've got players. We don't have focus, and we don't have anything moving forward. We adapt to other teams now. We aren't making them adapt to us. And that's a problem with Arsenal right now. And Arteta, I don't think, is the man to get us out of it. And that's my opinion, man.
Yeah, it's been hard for them. And look, even years ago, I remember you saying that what Arsenal need is to not be in European football. For someone at the club to get a bit of a wake-up call to say, hey, we are not as good as what everyone or what the owners or whoever think we are. We're not entitled to, just because we're the Arsenal, we're not entitled to be in Champions League every single year. And
precisely.
And I think, and you were right, bro. You were right. You were saying this years ago to me, 7 years ago, maybe maybe even longer, bro. 10 years. 10 years ago, you were telling me, look, we need to not make Champions League for someone to wake up at this club. And you haven't been in Champions League for a while, and it still looks like you guys can't get it right. Now, I don't know what the board was. Look, it's hard to say. If Arteta was winning games, you'll be saying, yeah, he was the right guy. You know, if you guys were thereabouts competing, almost like a Man United where, all right, the manager's not the best, but we're scraping results, we're getting wins. We've got, you go on a run.
3 points.
You're getting 3 points. You're going on a, 7-game run at times. And, you look at United, we haven't, for whatever it's worth, we've got the record now for unbeaten away
games,
right? So whatever that's worth, right? But with Arsenal and Arteta, it's like he's come in. There was the whole thing with him and Pep, how he worked under Pep. Maybe he's going to bring that philosophy over. Do you think it was more so that he doesn't have the players, or he didn't have the players at the time when he came in, or is it just that he was too big of a job?
Mixture of both. I think the job is massive, and it requires someone who's coached, not a guy who sat on the field on the sideline and watched someone do the job, but someone who's done the job. Yeah. The other thing is, he might not have had the players to begin with, but Mikel Arteta has been backed by this club, and not a little bit. Look at his back line. That's all him. The only player that isn't his back line, part of his back line, is Kieran Tierney. Aaron Ramsdale's his. Thomas Partey is his. Samuel Lokonga is his. Martin Odegaard is his. Yeah. Right? The new guy Takahiro is his. Ben White is his. Has he not been backed? He has been backed. Arsenal has spent a lot of money. They've spent probably more money than most of the big clubs at the moment. The problem we have here is, look, Ben White, not a bad defender. Gabriel, great defender. Partey, great midfielder. We've got some players there. The problem is he's buying players. He's buying players of some quality, but I don't think he can guide them. I don't think he has enough sense for direction. And it's obvious in our football. You look at a formation of a 4-1-4-1 against Burnley. 4-1-4-1 against Burnley. They play a classic 4-4-2. What are you scared of? And Arteta shaped our team up to hold on. It looked like a hold-on style football, and we got lucky with that win. You know what I mean? I don't think Arteta's going to... I have a bad feeling that Arteta has bitten off more than he can chew. I think he's been back now, but I think if he doesn't show something soon, by November, he's gone.
Do you really think so, though? Do you really think so? By November, the board will take that risk and get rid of him? Oh, I'm not risk. I say risk, but like as in, it's not much of a risk to get rid of him. But do they have the balls? Should I say the cojones, as Troy Deeney likes to say?
Yeah. Well, the way I see it is, if they don't, how much money are they willing to lose?
Where do you? Okay, you're saying November, which leaves him not long, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, roughly, right?
That's right. He needs to start getting wins.
All right. So if he's bottom 10 November gone, you're saying above that, if he's
10 by November.
Look, it's still the start of the season, you know what I mean? Like, if you guys now go on to beat Spurs in this game, for the good start that Spurs had, is now on level, 9 points each. And I'm not sure about the goal difference. I know they copped 6 in the last, but then you guys copped 5 against City. So maybe if you guys put some goals away in this one, the goal you might even catch him on goal difference as well, and even maybe get in front of him or just on that goal difference. So like, and then I'm not sure how your fixtures are looking after that. I know you got United maybe next in October sometimes and all that. I don't know when you got the rest of the boys, but so you're saying if he's bottom 10, you reckon 10th position, he still has to go, or is there like, all right, we're 10th, but we're 4 points away from 6, and another 7 or 8 from top 4. Do you reckon that will be all right, or still kind of it hasn't kind of worked out?
I reckon if we can get 10th, but he can show me an identity, he can show me a formation that he wants to live by, and we hit 10th, and he holds a formation and gives Arsenal an identity, that'd be nice. Then I'd say I'll hold on with him. But if he keeps chopping and changing, if he can't figure out what his formation is or his starting line, and he's got 10th, I want him out. Problem is we can't play that adapting football. Come on, you gotta set a standard in your team. Whether you're going to play 4-3-3, 4-4-2, I don't care. But you need to set that. And that's the kind of stuff that should have been done in pre-season, not at the start of the season.
But do you reckon he's been kind of not let down by, in a way, unfortunate by getting them injuries? And because at the start of the season, you had no Aubameyang, no Lacazette, Partey was out, Gabriel was out, and you see Ben White after one game, he was injured for corona. I think he got corona, not injured. So he's back now. And it's kind of shown, all right, the last 2 games, we got the wins, maybe not convincing, but clean sheets. Your backline did well. Partey, I think, since he's come on, he one of the games he came off the bench, I think, and then he didn't start. Did he start against Burnley? Norwich, he came off the bench. Did he? Burnley,
Norwich
right?
was off the bench,
and Burnley started. And you can see, how Ben White looks a little bit more confident with Partey just in front, kind of, than he was against. Well, not Chelsea. No, not Chelsea. The game before. Who'd you have in your second game? Was it City?
We had Brentford, we had City, and we had Chelsea.
So the first 2 games, he did look a little bit shaky. But since Partey has come in, and look, he hasn't. And look, everyone's gonna give you the banter about the 50 million Ben White and trying to compare the price tag with him and Varane. We all know. We all know the situations there, and it's like. He could be a decent defender. He doesn't need to be world class, but if he has that understanding and that chemistry with whoever's next to him, whether it's Gabriel or one of the other guys, then I think at the moment he's looking not too bad. I say not too bad. The last 2 games, okay. And some people might say, yeah, but who did Arsenal verse? I mean, you look at some of these other teams like United, like ourselves, we're still conceding no matter what defense we put back there. So. Going into this one, Steve, North London derby, it's one that you don't want to lose. Yeah, you look at the calendar every year. When are we playing these jokers? Where are they?
Not on my radar, man.
Not on your radar. I don't know. I think they should be on your radar because you need to catch up to them. You need to catch up to them. You can't sit there and go, oh, they only celebrate because they're on top of us. I mean, that's all they got. But still, you don't want to finish below them.
Arsenal's trophy cabinet is bigger than Chelsea's and Tottenham's put together.
Yeah, I don't know.
Catch up to what? Catch up to what? And what? Come on now. Catch up to Tottenham. So I'm going to start walking backwards.
I remember that Podolski season. I don't know if it's on that jersey that you got there behind you, but I think it was one of them seasons, or maybe on the home kit, on the sleeves, you had the red, white, and the blue. And didn't understand for Arsenal over Tottenham. Now you need to flip that. You need to start flipping that around them colours, But look, Steve,
now.
Look.
Come on now.
You guys.
Come on now.
Look, you guys have picked up, for whatever it's worth, a little bit of form, yeah? Also won midweek.
We beat
Wimbledon 3-0.
We've beaten Burnley and we've beaten Norwich. It's 3 games.
And that puts in a good run into the North London derby, where on the other hand, where Spurs have started off really well, as in they've got the job done. They've got the points, Steve. Obviously we all know the performance.
They got the 3 points. They did. They're playing Wolverhampton football. They're playing Nuno football here. That ain't great football. That's results if you're lucky.
Yeah. And negative style of play as well. It's not like we're saying, and we'll speak about their game against, who was it? Who they play? Was it against Wolves in the cup or someone where we had Harry Kane playing left back for a while there? But it's a North London derby, Steve. It's a North London derby. It is at the Emirates. Spurs haven't won away North London derby for 23 years, I think it might be. So
Yeah.
the odds are looking in Arsenal's hands, but how do you see this one going? How do you see this one going? We know the players that Spurs have, Harry Kane. Here now, a bit of a laugh about him recently. Yeah, left back, center mid, he's defending
Left
corners, left wing. Yeah, but we know in the North London derby, it's always him. He always pops up. He always gets a goal. Right, he always shows up. So. Yeah. Looking in that as well, also Son, I think he's one of their most important players in the last couple of years as well. Even I think he kind of performs better when Kane's not there. But then we've seen the combinations.
Everyone performs better when he's not there.
Yeah, we've seen the combinations with Son and Kane last season with the goals and assists that they both, assisted each other. Let's just say I think they got a record.
Yeah.
But Arsenal, how are you seeing this game, Steve? Because it's essentially a must-win. Yeah, regardless where you are on the table, it's a North London derby. It's it can't even be a not lose. You can't even sit here and say, you know what, we'll get away with a draw now. You're at home. Arsenal's at home.
No.
Need the win.
It's a win.
So what are you expecting? What are you expecting? How do you expect this one to go? To go through, like Arteta, how do you think he's going to set up? How do you want him to set up as well? So we go Arteta. How do you think he's going to go? Then I want to know how what you want to see, what players you want to see come in what positions, and who's getting the goals, who's getting the job done for Arsenal. If you're thinking it's going to be a win,
it's going to be a win.
There you go.
It's going to be a win, mate. It's not if I think. I don't need to think. It's going to be.
You might need them two blokes behind you there. You might Terry Henry and Mr. Ian Wrighty. You might need depth there.
These guys are like the Force men. You know that shit in the Star Wars? They're on the field. You just go through them and shit. Look, to be honest, our squad at the moment is looking better than theirs all round. Look at their midfield. Let's just talk Tottenham's midfield. Ali, wow, he's wonderful. I love Ali. Absolutely useless in the midfield.
Could win you a pen. Or try to.
Oh yeah, he could win you a pen. Yeah, Højbjerg. Okay, you rate him. He's
all right. Yeah, he's good.
Ndombele.
Yeah.
Ndombele. And what? Ndombele. Go home, bro. Go home. Their midfield is weak. You want to talk about their backs? Eric Dyer is still there. That's all I've got to say. Come on, man. Look, their squad at the moment is dribs and drabs. Arsenal, if they want to play this game and they want to win this game, what I want to see from Arsenal is simple. I want to see a 4-3-3. I want to match them. And not because it's Tottenham. I want us to play 4-3-3. 4-3-3 works great for Aubameyang, and we've got the players to play 4-3-3. We do. Our midfield it's 10 times better than theirs. It's not even it's a joke, Borche, in comparison. At the moment, I think Arsenal can play the 4-3-3 and scrape a win at 2-1. Now, I reckon what we need to see, right? We need to see Aaron Ramsdale in goal. All right? He's had 2 games. He's had clean sheets. He's looking great. I don't know if you've seen him play.
Yeah. I've seen Arsenal fans have been getting on to Leno the last season especially, and in the start of this season. Look, that City game, a lot of them goals are questionable. I know defensive mistakes, but the first goal you should be coming out. And it's very, very similar with De Gea, as in the air, 6-yard box. You should be coming out, collecting your own teammates, collecting whoever's in front of you to try to get that ball out, or you got to catch it. And Ramsdale, like you said, bit of banter, him coming in. Arsenal, they signed his goalkeeper, and he's actually, hope we don't, for your sake, it's not a jinx here, but he's been good. Yeah, right. He's been the saves he's been making. You can't. He has to start, in my opinion, as well. He has to start.
He's commanding it. He's commanding. He's in goal. He's commanding it. Now on the right, have you seen Takahiro, that new number 2 we got?
Yeah.
That Japanese player. Now, I was having a bit of a laugh, like he's going to be the new Callum Chambers. I was hoping not. But I watched him against Burnley, yeah? And against Burnley, he put a shift in. Now, he's a centre-back naturally, but he's got some legs under him. And I really do think if it's going to be Kane on the left, because we don't know where Kane's playing. Kane could be playing on the left or in the centre. Right now, him and Son are doing this
Hugo Lloris hasn't had a great time, bro.
Between Son and Kane.
Hugo Lloris hasn't had a good time the last couple of games. So you never know. Harry Kane, there's a good shout. Between the sticks. He's got the height. He's got the height, Steve. Yep. I don't know if Aubameyang and all that can get past him. I don't know.
No,
you're right. He
got a
can.
big head. You just
You're right. He can play. You don't know where he's gonna. He's always out of position. It looks like he's not interested. So this So it'll be interesting to see about Kane. It'll be interesting. And we'll speak about him a little bit later. But finish off with what you think this squad's gonna be looking like.
Well, we're going to see Takahiro on the right. He's played well. He's shown us something. Ben White's going to be beside him. Ben White's had that sticky game, but he's starting to look good. I think him and Gabriel are our best pairing. Now, Gabriel against Burnley was immense. He was a beast in that game. He was everywhere. Gabriel's showing some great form. Tierney's going to be on our left. He's had a hard season so far. He hasn't played well. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a Tierney fan. He hasn't played well. But I think with a decent back line, when he knows who's beside him, he'll get better. He'll get strong. So I'm hoping Tierney can show up for this game. Partey in the midfield, the man you were talking about, that guy solidifies our midfield. The defenders love him. The midfielders love him. Now, this is the one that people are going to get me on. Beside Partey, everyone's going to say Emile Smith-Rowe. No, I say Sambi Lokonga. Sambi Lokonga is looking great. Now, he's young, and I reckon I can make him a number 8. And he's playing some great football. He deserves to play that.
Do you chuck him in straight away in a North London derby? Take that risk?
Yeah, straight off the bat.
Okay.
Straight off the bat. He is defensive-minded. I reckon what we do is we have him beside Partey. We play him for 50, 60 minutes max. If we need a goal, then you can take him off. Chuck in an Emile Smith-Rowe. More creativity, a goal threat. He'll be great with Odegaard in front of him. Do you get what I'm saying? And Partey can still hold back in a defensive role.
Yep.
And by that time, our midfielders are tired. Our strikers are tired. The game is going to slow down. So that way, we won't need that sort of defensive-minded midfielder. You could chuck Smith-Rowe in there. Now, Odegaard's going to be up front. We all know he's a creative midfielder. That's what he's been brought in for. And if he plays the way he can play, and he can put some decent through balls in for Aubameyang, we could see Aubameyang have a great time against Tottenham, especially the way they've been letting goals in, man.
Where do you have Aubameyang? Up front as the 9 or Aubameyang? Where do you seeing him?
Up front.
Up front.
Yeah, he's gonna be up front. He's gonna definitely be up front as a 9.
I'm guessing Saka, Pepe, either end.
Biggest threat.
Saka and Pepe either end.
Saka on the left, but this is my idea on Saka. Now, Saka hasn't been the same Saka as last season. You'd have to agree. He's been flat. Now, I reckon we start Saka. All right, and again, same thing with the Emile Smith-Rowe substitution. What I want to do with Saka is he's got 50 minutes. If he doesn't show me something in 50, I take Saka off, and if I've got a fit Martinelli, I chuck Martinelli in there. And Aubameyang and Martinelli up front, that's a dangerous duo. And when you've got 50 minutes under your belt, okay, and you're a tired number 2, because I know what that's like, and you've got a fresh set of young legs coming at you, you're either going to foul him, cop a yellow, or you're already on a yellow and you can't foul him. And now that guy can cut in. And that's where danger is. And then you got Pepe on the right. And that's my squad as a 4-3-3, man.
What do you think is going to be Arteta's starting lineup? Any changes there, formation-wise? Do you reckon he'll go back? I know you had 4-3-3, but are we looking back that 4-1-4? What was it? What was the last game that he had? 4-1-4-1. That's right. Do you reckon he's going to
against Burnley? It was 4-1-4-1. He'd be insane to do that. He'd be stupid, especially when you've got Tottenham linking goals.
Has he been consistent with his formations like throughout the season, or have they been changed?
No, he's done 4-3-2-1. And then he played a 4-1-4-1. I don't know what he's. You know what it's like. You know that lotto thing, and he goes, "What are we playing? Oh, it's a 4-4-2 today. Okay, who's going to be the striker?
Okay, it's one of them ones.
Leno.
It's one of them ones.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
That's why I'm getting the shits with him. So I'm getting the shits. Come on, man. Show me something.
So the 4-4, you reckon the 4-3-3 for Arsenal with the squad that you guys have, with the players that you guys have, that's the way forward with these.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I mean, you got Lacazette on the bench who's played great.
Why do you think they're not all starting at the same time? Like you're saying, Saka hasn't been the best. All right, maybe it's something to do with the Euros, a bit of a hangover from the Euros. But can you say Aubameyang out on the left and Lacazette in? Because that combination was working. Like I remember a couple seasons ago in the North London derby when they switched it on in that second half after being 2-0 down. He's got the 2 goals. I think it was from Aubameyang and Lacazette in them games. Yeah. So can them two play together, or do you think it's a thing where it's a bit more balanced with one of them and Saka on the left-hand side.
The balance is better with Saka on the left because Saka is a natural left winger. Aubameyang isn't really a natural left winger. So Aubameyang is not the kind of guy who's going to come across the ball in.
Yeah.
You don't see that. So what you know about Aubameyang is when he plays on the left, you know as a defender he wants to cut in. You know, every time he wants to cut in. You know, if he goes out in the wing, he's too slow. So you could play that. What you could do there, right? And I feel you. If Saka doesn't show some football, some quality in 50, you can shift Aubameyang to the left and throw Lacazette in the center and then play that formation and see how Lacazette does playing in the dying ends of the game. Because Lacazette loves to score goals when it's 80th, 85th minute. That's the guy who can get you that goal, that dirty, scrappy goal in the last minute. So you could try that on. But I really do believe, I honestly think that a Martinelli coming in instead and swapping over with Saka would be good, man. Martinelli's got some legs, man, and he's a natural winger. And Laka can come in, no shit. Laka can come in. If Aubameyang ain't done nothing for me in 75 minutes, Laka comes in. Laka comes in all day.
Looking at the Spurs lineup or potential lineup, we all know who the ones to watch are. Obviously, Harry Kane. Look, he hasn't had the best of starts. Obviously, he wanted his move elsewhere. Doesn't, questionable if he even wants to be there. He did get his goal against Wolves midweek. And he shows up in the North London derbies. That's another thing. And I think to get the fans back on his side, because I think they're still not happy with him. And I don't think they will be after, all them interviews with Gary Neville, how he wants to leave and ambition and all that sort of stuff.
Trophies.
This is the game. If he wants at least half the fans to get back on his side, this is where he needs to show up, right? So that's gonna be a threat there, and also Son. I know what you mean about Dele Alli. He's been hit and miss. I mean, since maybe Jose come in, he's been hit and miss.
Yeah.
Any threats? Are you worried about this Tottenham team? I know you're telling me they're player by player. If you're looking at their squads, you're telling me Arsenal, hands down, are a lot better. But what are we saying, man? What are we saying about Spurs?
Look,
besides that they're shit.
Besides that shit, that's a given, right? Everyone knows that Spurs are shit. Even Spurs know they're shit, so it's all right. But look, their threats obviously are Kane and Son, without a doubt. My problem here is with both of them. When they switch positions and Son tries to go down the middle, right? He's weak. Now, when you got defenders like Gabriel and Ben White, they're going to bump you. They're going to hurt you. And they've been doing that. They've been getting physical, and I like this. Song doesn't like physicality. Neither does Kane. So if they put Kane down the middle, he's got a bit of a chance. But to be perfectly honest, I think he's going to have a hard time because he's right now, his confidence is on the floor, man. He doesn't want to be there. And you see it in the last couple of games. He doesn't want to be there. And if he's got two decent defenders all over him, it's going to make it that much harder, especially with a decent goalkeeper in there. Song, for me, is the only person that Arsenal are going to worry about. Kane, he's not out of the game. I'm not saying he's out. I'm just saying he's not the same threat that he used to be, especially with Nuno as his coach. Arteta has destroyed Aubameyang, right? He's made him inept as a goal scorer. Nuno has done the same thing with Kane. He has. Arteta changes his formation. Aubameyang comes back. See, they're playing a 4-3-3 and Kane shifting and moving in that. Kane should still be scoring goals, but because it's so negative, right? And that's the kind of football Nuno plays, negative football. Possession, but nothing happening. I think that's going to suit Arsenal, especially if we come out with a hard press. If we come out and press those guys, if we press them, they got nothing. And I guarantee you, Kane's going to have a hard time in this game. Song is the only one I worry about in this game. He's the only one. If he plays on the left, that is. Yeah, look, I get what you mean about Harry Kane, but I think, to be honest, and we spoke about it on my podcast, might have been this week, I think Nuno was planning not to have Kane this year. And now that he's here, I think he's got to try to fit him in. You know what I mean? Like, he's got to try get his form back up to try get that 150 in the next transfer window, because he's looking like 150 pounds, not 150 million. So that's another thing. There you go. That too. Probably more leaning to that side, 100%. But like, I think Nuno's kind of, oh shit, I was planning to get that 150 and maybe get another forward. Maybe he had plans in to bring someone else in and to fit maybe the system that he does like to play. Maybe even a Jimenez.
straight off Wolves. Hey, come over this side. We need a striker. Even though he hasn't been the best this season, I know that, but still. But yeah, I think you're right with Son. He's gonna definitely be, because Son can make something out of nothing. He can get that ball running at your defenders, and if they get caught lacking, which I can only give you an example. I can give you many, but one of them is against United last season, the 6-1 that we got slapped up at Old Trafford, where Spurs won a free kick almost at halfway, and they were so snappy and so fast to get the ball rolling that they just scored a goal. So that's, I think, to be honest, I think they could get Arsenal like that, because Arsenal, especially if Xhaka's in the team and players like that, is he still suspended?
He won't be there. No way he'll be there. No way he'll be there. There's too many options. He won't be there.
Yeah, but it's Xhaka, bro. He's got some nudes on this Arteta guy, so he has to start him, I reckon, in this game.
Dude, look, this is a scoop. This is for you, all right? All right, this is going to stream. You know where Xhaka is right now? I've got him locked up in my garage. All right, he's stuck here in Australia. He can't leave.
He got the keys to the
country now. We're in lockdown.
Can't go anywhere. But no, look, like I know Arsenal are one of them teams that if it's not going their way in terms of referee decisions and all that, they always just cut. It's fair. You can say that from a lot of Premier League teams, but if they get caught with a quick free kick by Spurs. And you got, even, I know Dele Alli, you don't think he's been the best, but his pace and the link-up play with Son can maybe catch you guys out. But other than that, bro, before we wrap this up, what is your prediction? North London derby. What's happening, Steve?
North London derby. It's going to be 2-1 to Arsenal.
2-1 to the Arsenal. 2-1 to the Arsenal. Give me your goal scorers. Give me your goal scorers.
My goal scorers? Yeah, I love this.
Ben White.
Both goals from Aubameyang.
Both goals from Aubameyang. He hasn't scored this season. I scored one. He scored one this season, yeah.
He scored one, but if we play a 4-3-3, both goals will come from him. I guarantee it, because he's going to have support. Look, the only thing we need to do, honestly, Song is a problem. We just got to take the pace away from him. All you got to do is bump him hard. You just got to hit him hard. You hit him hard enough, you take that pace away.
Yeah. You're not worried about anyone else. Lucas Moura, they got Bergwijn. Anyone with pace that can run it. It's confident. So Steve, the Aussie Gooner is confident here.
Chelsea. Yeah, I saw him against Crystal Palace. I didn't see much. I saw nothing. I've seen 3 games they've won, right? And the team that came and slapped you guys up, right? Right, the one you were talking about.
I can't remember.
When was the last time you saw them? Have you seen them this season?
Nah.
No, you haven't. What team have you seen? A white Wolverhampton. You know what I'm saying? They're
in the away kit. Wolves in the away kit. But I'm gonna go for a draw, Steve. I'm gonna go for a draw. More so because that's what I like to see, not what I think is gonna happen. I'd like to see that Tottenham lose points, Arsenal lose points. Not that you guys are a threat to us at the moment, because we're sitting up there with the big boys. We're high altitude place.
Oh no, here we go.
We're looking down. We're looking down. Sometimes. Yeah, we got to while we can, because you never know. We got Villa this weekend. It might not be. It might not be a good result there. But
I'm calling a draw on that one. I'm calling a draw there.
We're at home. Our home form has been decent this season. 9 goals to
better.
Way better than it usually is, but you never know. They got a good team. But I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1. I think Tottenham will score first, and I think it will be Harry Kane. But then Arsenal, you know what? I can say 2-1 Arsenal coming back, but I'll go for the 1-1. I'll go Aubameyang as well, Steve. Kane and Aubameyang, 1-1 from me. Guys, that wraps up our preview. Hopefully, if we can, we might do a review on it. Also, guys, make sure you go check out Steve's channel, the Aussie Gooner. Go check him out. Just started, fresh, brand new. Make sure you go like some of the... He's going to upload his North London derby preview on his channel as well. So to get a bit more depth about how this game's going to turn out for Steve-O. But yeah, guys, like always, like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.